If you like our video, click the button to subscribe to our channel and get easy access to new content. To see our full suite of ad-free video courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides, visit us at www.teachucomp.com. To view the Employees list in QuickBooks Online, click the Employees link under either the Payroll or Team app in the My Apps bar. If you haven't set up payroll yet and have a QuickBooks payroll subscription, then click the Get Started button to set up payroll and add employees. You'll then be redirected to the Overview page of the payroll pages, where you can then click the Get Started button to set up payroll before adding your employees. You can also add employees as part of the initial payroll setup if desired. Alternatively, to add employees for time tracking if you don't have a QuickBooks payroll subscription, click the Add an Employee button that appears in the Employees page instead. Enter the employee's information in the Who's Your New Team Member window that opens, and then click the Add Employee button in the window to finish. To create a new employee and/or invite the employee to enter their payroll information into QuickBooks Workforce after setting up payroll, return to the Employees page, and then click the Add an Employee button in the upper right corner of the Employees list to open an Add an Employee window. First, enter their name into the first name, middle initial, and last name fields. Then enter their email address into the email field. Then enter their hire date into the hire date field. To choose how to enter the employee's personal, tax, direct deposit, and employment eligibility I-9 information, then select the desired Onboarding Option button in the Next section. To let the employee clock in and clock out using QuickBooks Workforce, check the Time Tracking checkbox. Then click the Add Employee button to send the invitation and/or create the employee. If the employee is sent an invitation, then they can log in and enter their own payroll setup information. Alternatively, if you are entering the employee's data for them, then click the Finish Payroll Info button to continue entering their employee information within the sections on the employee's details page on the Profile tab. To edit their personal information, click the Edit link in the upper right corner of the Personal Info section to open an Add Edit Personal Info window. The employee's name appears in the title, first name, middle initial, and last name fields. To enter a different preferred first name, enter it into the Preferred First Name field. To see how their name appears when displayed, click the Show Display Name link to show the Display Name field. The email address they use to view W-2 information and pay stubs with QuickBooks Workforce appears in the Email field. You can enter contact numbers for their home phone number, work phone number, and mobile phone number, and associated extension fields if needed. You can enter their address into the Address, City, State, and Zip Code fields. If their mailing address is the same, leave the Mailing Address is the Same checkbox checked. If different, uncheck this checkbox and then enter their mailing address into the fields that appear. To enter their birth date, type it into the Birth Date field. If needed to select a gender, select it from the Gender field. Enter their Social Security number into the Social Security number field and re-enter it into the Confirm Social Security number field. To then save the personal information, click the Save button at the bottom of the Add Personal Info window. To enter the employment details of the employee, click the Start or Edit link in the upper right corner of the Employment Details section to open a new window. Select their employment status from the Status drop-down. Then enter the employee's hire date by using the Hire Date Calendar drop-down. Next, select or create the pay schedule for the employee from the Pay Schedule drop-down. Then select their work location from the Work Location drop-down. Optionally, to select their manager, select a choice from the Manager drop-down. Optionally, to select their department, select a choice from the Department drop-down. If needed, enter their job title into the Job Title field and Employee ID into the Employee ID field. If needed, enter the employee's cost rate per hour into the Cost Rate per Hour field. If needed to enter an hourly billing rate for the employee, enter it into the Billing Rate per Hour field. Then enter their workers' comp class into the Workers' Comp class field. To then save the information, click the Save button at the bottom of the window. Follow the instructions shown in the Employment Eligibility section to either enable automated I-9 forms on the Permissions tab or manually upload scanned versions of paper I-9 forms on the Documents tab as needed. To edit the employee's tax withholding information, click the Edit link in the upper right corner of the Tax Withholdings section. Then select the option to answer when you hired the employee to select the correct W-4 form. Then fill in the employee's withholding information in the following sections of the page. After entering their withholding information, click the Save button at the bottom of the window to save it. To edit the employee's payment method, click the Start or Edit link in the upper right corner of the Payment Methods section to open a new window where you can select how to pay the employee from the drop-down. For direct deposit employees, then enter their deposit method and enter the related banking information. To save this information when finished, click the Save button at the bottom of the window. To set the employee's wages and earnings, click the Start or Edit link in the upper right corner of the Base Pay section to open an Add Base Pay pane at the right side of the window. In this pane, enter the base pay compensation type by selecting the desired option button and then entering the pay's related hourly, salary, or commission information in the fields that appear. Optionally, for hourly and salary pay types, enter the default hours per day and days per week they work in the next set of fields. To save the base pay, then click the Save button at the bottom of the pane. To add additional pay types, click the Add link in the Additional Pay Types section if needed to open an Add Pay Type pane at the right side of the window. In this pane, select the additional pay type from the Pay Types drop-down and then enter its information in the fields that then appear as needed. To save the additional pay type, click the Save button at the bottom of the pane. The additional pay type then appears in the Additional Pay Types section. You can use the Pay Type drop-down in this section to filter this list if needed. To edit or unassign an additional pay type for this employee, click or select the desired choice from the Pay Types Actions column. To add more additional pay types if needed, click the Add link again and repeat the process. To set time off policies, click the Start or Edit link in the upper right corner of the Time Off section to open a new Edit Time Off window. Then select a policy choice for each type of time off within the Manage Time Off Policies section. If needed, then enter the information required for the time off policy in the pane that opens at the right side of the window and click the Save button in the pane to save it. Then enter any time off amounts for the employee if needed. Finally, to save all the time off policies when finished, click the Save button at the bottom of the Edit Time Off window. To enter deductions or contributions for the employee, click the Start or Edit link in the upper right corner of the Deductions and Contributions section to open a new window. To then enter any deductions for the employee, like for retirement plans, garnishments, or healthcare, click the Add Deduction/Contribution link to open a pane at the right side of the window where you can set up the deduction or contribution and click Save at the bottom of the pane to save it. If needed, you can then click the pencil icon for that deduction or contribution on this employee's page to edit its information for this employee. Alternatively, to delete the deduction for this employee, click the trash can icon and then confirm the deletion in the window that opens. To enter a garnishment for this employee, click the Add Garnishment link to open a pane at the right side of the window where you can set up the garnishment, and click Save at the bottom of the pane to save it. If needed, you can then click the pencil icon for that garnishment on this employee's page to edit its information for this employee. Alternatively, to delete the garnishment for this employee, click the trash can icon and then confirm the deletion in the window that opens. To close the Edit Deductions and Contributions page when finished, click the Done button in the lower right corner. To add the employee's emergency contact information, click the Start or Edit link in the upper right corner of the Emergency Contact section to open a new window. Then enter the employee's emergency contact information into this window and click the Save button to finish. In addition to the Employee's Profile tab, there are also tabs that you can click to show the employee's paycheck list, documents, history, notes, and QuickBooks Workforce permissions. To return to the employee's list from an employee's detail page, click the Employee List link in its upper left corner. After adding employees and running a payroll, a graph showing your annual payroll cost appears at the top of the page. You can expand or collapse this section using the small arrow in the lower right corner of this section. Below this information is the employees list. In the upper left corner is the Find an Employee field. To find an employee in the employees list, type their name into the Find an Employee field, which filters the list entries as you type. You can delete your entry from this field to show all employees again. The drop-down to the right of the Find an Employee field filters the employees list to show active, inactive, or all employees. To sort the employees list, click any column heading to sort by its data. Each time you click the same column heading, it switches the sort order from ascending to descending order. To edit the payroll items used in QuickBooks Online, click the Edit Payroll Items button to open a page listing items you can edit, grouped by payroll item type. Click to expand or collapse a group. Click the payroll item to edit in an expanded group to make any changes, and then save the changes as needed. To close the page of payroll items when finished, click the Done button in its lower right corner. To later invite employees to use QuickBooks Workforce if you didn't do that as part of their setup, click the Invite to Workforce button above the employee list to open a pane to the right. In this pane, enter the emails of the employees to invite, and then click the adjacent Send Invite or Send Reminder link. Alternatively, to close the pane and not send invitations, click the X button in its upper right corner. To edit an existing employee before you issue a paycheck to them, click their name in the employee list to view the Profile tab within the Employees Detail page. Then edit the employee information as needed and save your changes. Alternatively, to delete an employee before running payroll, click the Actions button in the upper right corner of the Employees Detail page. Select the Delete Employee command, and then confirm the deletion in the window that opens. Remember to click the subscribe button to see more of our videos. See our full suite of courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides at www.teachucomp.com.